You are looking to buy a home and maybe have some questions. I'm SAWHRE, a realtor here in Toronto. And even though I'm in Toronto, this guy will walk you through the process of buying a home, no matter where you are. Whether you're just starting to explore the market or you're ready to make an offer, this guide will walk you through everything you need to know about buying that home. And the goal here is to just break everything down as simply as I can and hopefully steer away any stress that comes your way. Let's get into it. First things first, you need to understand how much you are making. And this is the easy part. Just add up your income for the month, or it should be on your tax return. And if you're self-employed, you should already know this, as you already claim your income to the big boys upstairs. And then add up all your expenses, whether it's credit card debt, student loans, or line of credit. Add everything up and then take that out of your income and see what number we're working with here. Depending on where you are in the world, the rule of thumb here is that 30% of your income can go towards your home. So take what you earn each month and then take out 30%. And your housing costs can consist of multiple things here: mortgage payment, real estate tax, utilities bill, or does the property have rented HVAC systems? Does it have a monthly maintenance fee or HOA fee? All of these numbers will come into consideration. And please do not enter into
any new debt.
This will decrease your ability to buy a home. And even though you're not going to buy right now, you need to know how much you need to make in order to make that purchase, whether it's 1 year from now or even 5. Which brings me to the next section. What we want to do here is find someone to give you money to buy a home, otherwise known as lenders. We don't want to start searching for properties just yet, especially without a pre-approval for a mortgage. If your home costs $1 million and the lender says you can get $850, maybe there's no point. Don't waste your time, your realtor's time, or the seller's time. Find a lender and get a pre-approval. And there's 3 ways that I know of to find a lender: bank, online lending companies, and mortgage brokers. So with the bank, just go into the bank and tell them you're looking for a home. It's pretty simple. They will start the pre-approval process right there. The online lending companies, I personally have not recommended them or even used them. Not that they have a bad name or anything, I just haven't encountered them yet. So mortgage brokers, these are people that pre-approve you and shop around to get you the best deal possible. They are paid by the lenders, so don't worry about any extra fees here. You can find them online or just ask a friend or a realtor, as we work with them all the time. Now, I am not a mortgage broker, but what I can do is try to explain this as simply as possible. Once you have found a lender, they will request some documents from you, basically proving everything that you've told them on paper, such as your income, your monthly expenses, any outstanding debt, how much you saved for a down payment for a home, and etc., etc. And then the lender will do their magic and provide you with a maximum purchase price. This is the price we will be focusing on during your property search. And the mortgages, if you don't know, they work like this. Lender gives you money, charges you extra payment each month for giving you that money. And this is known as the interest rate. There are also options for mortgages in terms of the type of mortgage that you get. Again, not a mortgage broker, but generally people get 2 types of mortgages: a variable or a fixed rate, where a variable fluctuates up and down based on what your government deems the prime rate or interest rate to be. And a fixed is where you lock in that rate, whatever it is at that time, for a certain amount of years. Now, there are a lot of realtors in the world, at least here in Toronto. So finding the right one could be a jarring task. And as a buyer, you don't actually pay the realtors yourself. The seller does that. I am a realtor in Toronto, so if you're looking for a home here, reach out. Otherwise, how do you find them? Referrals are a great way. This can be done by a friend or a mortgage broker that you know. These are tried and tested realtors from people that you know. Online is a great way to find a realtor as well. Basically, every realtor has a website or is online some way or another, be it the first one you Googled or your favorite realtor on TikTok or YouTube. And there are also many websites that have information on realtors, such as realtor.com or .ca, Zillow, Zolo, Zoocasa. A lot of Z's here. And while you are searching, these are rules that you should stand by when finding a realtor. Are they helpful or are they salesy? You kind of want to judge here to see if they have your best interests in mind and actually want to help instead of just getting a sale. And you find this out by kind of explaining your scenario and then seeing how they respond. Does your realtor even work in the area that you're trying to buy in? If your realtor has to drive 2 hours just to show you a property that you're interested in, maybe it's not the right fit for you. You want someone that can be there relatively quickly. And while experience isn't everything, you still want some of it. Or at least a realtor that is working with another experienced realtor, just to ensure that your deal goes smoothly. So let's nail down a couple things first. Find out where you want to live. If you already know, then you're done with this part. But if you're on the fence, here's a couple things you can look into. If you have kids, how are the schools? If you want a nightlife, how are the restaurants? How are the clubs? Are there enough of them? Are you close to a hospital, a bus, a subway system? Just look at the demographics. If you're racist, maybe don't move into a diverse neighborhood. Identify your deal breakers and your deal makers. If you want a basement tenant, is the home set up for that? You want a big backyard, an open kitchen? Find out what you want and pin it against what is actually worth it. And remember, when you find an area you like, it has to fit into your maximum price point your lender gave you. Your realtor will be doing most of the online searching for you, so just go with your agent, see what you can get, and see what makes the most sense for you. So you found a home you liked. You now have to fill out documents your realtor sends you to place what is called an offer, starting the negotiation process. And here are some things that can come up during that process. The closing date. This is the day you want to move in. It's pretty simple. And the sellers might have a specific date because maybe they bought a home as well. Your deposit. This is given to the seller by you to ensure that you will close on that date. Generally in Toronto, it's 5% and it could differ depending on where you are. The conditions, these are put in place to make sure your money is safe from the deposit if you can't fulfill those conditions. They come with set date and time limits. And the conditions can involve many things, but these are the most common ones. Obtaining a mortgage, getting a home inspection done, and having a lawyer review the HOA or maintenance documents. Generally, they last about 5 business days, location depending. And lastly, the main thing here for the negotiation process is the price. Most people look at this first. Sometimes, depending on the competition, you don't always get a home inspection condition. But if you do, what you're gonna have to do is find a certified home inspector, either online or ask your realtor. We work with them all the time. Home inspectors will go into the home and test many systems in place in order to provide you with a home inspection report. Things like your AC or your furnace or any potential leaks. These are the things that they do. Make sure you get them to check the roof if you can. But if you're in a winter month, you're all out of luck. And once you get that inspection report, the advice I can give you is this.
Don't sweat the small stuff.
The home inspection report isn't there for you to decrease the price on the seller. It is there for you to ensure that systems like the AC, furnace, roof, and water systems are in good and working order and not damaged, and also things like the electrical systems. Now, if there's any issues with any major systems, that's when you should start talking about decreasing the price. So you sat down, laid out your budget, found a lender, got pre-approved for a mortgage. You got your offer accepted, and the lender will request even more documents from you. And if everything goes well, the lender will provide you with a firm mortgage commitment. By the way, these are just the main points that the lender will do. Still not the final approved mortgage here. After the firm commitment, the lender will want to do an appraisal on the property to make sure the value is what you offered. And if it's less than what you offered, you might have to fork up some money. And after this, it's time to dot some I's and cross some T's as you move into the final approval where you lock in your interest rate. Once all your conditions are fulfilled, or if you had any in the first place, it's time to send the deal to your lawyer. You don't have a lawyer? This is a reoccurring theme you might tell. Ask a friend, ask a realtor, find one online. Just make sure it's a real estate lawyer.
Nothing else.
The lawyer will handle the nitty-gritty of the sale, such as moving the money into the right places, upon closing date and transferring the property into your name. In Toronto, we have something called title insurance, and it basically covers any issues relating to the ownership of the property. And it's very cheap for what you can get out of it. Also, it's a one-time payment. It could be called something different outside of Canada, but just check with your lawyer and see what's available. And that's really it. I will leave you with this. Trust your gut, make it make sense, and don't forget to use your brain. If I missed anything, let me know in the comments, and please like, follow, and subscribe for more. See ya.